Hey guys, so today I actually have some interesting news regarding my all-time favorite character, Geno. Considering Hero is probably going to get released fairly soon, and it's very possible that those Square Mii costumes will return alongside Hero in the same way the Sega Sonic Mii costumes returned alongside Joker. It's possible we could be getting the Geno Mii costume back, and then I'll probably not have any other chances to talk about Geno getting into Smash, but today we actually have some news regarding Geno, or at least some news regarding Super Mario RPG. So this is coming from Slender over on SmashBoards, and they wrote, "Someone sent me a message in a server I'm in regarding some very odd copyrighted videos on YouTube. Maybe you guys could help me figure it out. Right now there are two Super Mario RPG music tracks on Brawl Burst M's 3X's, I hope I pronounced that right, Super Mario RPG playlist that have been blocked by copyright by not Square, but Nintendo. Beware of the forest mushrooms, fight against an armed boss. I went to the Wayback Machine in an effort to see when these videos were taken down, and from what I can see, BOTFM was up at the earliest since May 15th of this year. Armed Boss was also up and running until May 15th at the earliest. That means that these songs, and only these songs, were recently taken down by Nintendo. It's definitely an odd case, as the rest of the playlist is still up." And then if we go over to Brawl BRSTM's 3X's YouTube page, we get this. It says video unavailable. This video contains content from Nintendo, who has blocked it on copyright grounds. And that happens for Beware the Forest Mushrooms and Fight Against an Armed Boss. Slender later wrote this: "I would like to use these quotes to let you guys know that the date is actually after May 15th. Z Diglett had replied saying that they had listened to Fight Against an Armed Boss as late as last week, which means this was a very, very recent takedown. May 15th is the latest documented case for it via Wayback, but Z Diglett and others have mentioned listening to these tracks on this profile on later dates than that. On top of that, I forgot to mention that I had used this profile to download every track on this playlist. Coincidentally, one day after Wayback shows them up. I can safely tell you all these tracks were taken down within the last week." And then there's an image of when they downloaded those tracks. Slender then later wrote this very long post about the specifics of who owns what tracks from Super Mario RPG and just how strange the whole copyright scenario is there for the music tracks for Mario RPG. Okay, so this is all pretty interesting. The biggest thing here is that usually it's thought that Square owns most of the rights to the things in Mario RPG, at least the stuff that is specifically from that game. Obviously they don't own like Mario or Bowser or something like that, but the music tracks seem to usually be attributed to Square. However, here we have Nintendo doing a copyright claim on those two tracks specifically, and it's very strange and interesting that it's only those two tracks, suggesting those two tracks could be coming to something. Maybe Smash. Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself here and start saying that, Geno could be confirmed as one of our last two DLC fighters for the Fighter Pass, or Geno's going to be an extra character after the Fighter Pass, or something like that, but it's definitely possible these tracks could be coming to something like Smash. Maybe we will get that Mii Geno costume back alongside Hero when Hero gets released, and maybe we'll get more than just Dragon Quest music. I know Square's usually pretty stingy with music. I think Final Fantasy only has like 2 tracks in Smash right now, but maybe Nintendo negotiated for some Mario RPG music. It's a very popular thing. People obviously really want Geno in Smash. People really want anything Mario RPG in Smash. So getting those music tracks in could be something that could be happening pretty soon, and maybe that's why this copyright claim has happened from Nintendo so recently. There's also, of course, the slim possibility that maybe Nintendo bought the rights back to Mario RPG. A lot of things have actually come out in the last few years here, suggesting Nintendo is at least extremely interested in Mario RPG and may actually own more of the rights to it than they have in the past. They've mentioned things about it that usually they wouldn't touch for years and years and years. First off, of course, during the Smash Wii U and 3DS DLC cycle, we got the Geno Mii Fighter outfit added. This was the first time we'd seen something Mario RPG in a Nintendo game in a really, really long time. And of course, tons of Smash fans are fans of Geno and have wanted Geno and Smash, so it did make sense for Sakurai when he finally started negotiating with Square to get something Geno into Smash. And it was this Mii Fighter outfit. Then when the Super NES Classic Edition came out, one of the games on the console was Super Mario RPG, suggesting Nintendo and Square were at least cool enough to, let Nintendo use that game on the Super NES Classic. More recently, and possibly much more significantly, in Piranha Plant's Palutena's guidance, they actually say the name Mega Smilax. And Mega Smilax is a boss from Super Mario RPG. Why is this so significant? Well, they just kind of say the name while they're listing off a bunch of different types of Piranha Plants, and they say it just extremely casually. If Nintendo actually wanted to go to Square to get the rights to use Mega Smilax and be able to say that name, it's just a strange thing for Nintendo to go to Square and buy the rights to. It's much more likely that Nintendo blanket bought the rights to anything Mario RPG, which could point to something Mario RPG happening in the future. Maybe something coming to Smash, or maybe a Mario RPG 2 or something like that. It would just be really strange for Nintendo to just buy the name of one random boss to put in this one Palutena's guidance. It makes more sense to me that Nintendo maybe just has the rights to use anything Mario RPG these days. This is, of course, after years and years and years of Nintendo not touching anything Mario RPG, and also in Piranha Plant's classic mode end screen, it shows a bunch of Piranha Plants singing, which could be a reference to the original Mario RPG commercial in Japan. And of course, the most prominent Mario RPG stuff in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate are the Geno and Malo spirits in Spirit Mode. Considering Square only gave the two versions of Cloud and then Geno and Malo as spirits for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it's pretty significant that something Mario RPG actually got in the game from Square, as Square seems to be pretty stingy with their stuff regarding sending it over to Smash. And Super Smash Bros. Ultimate isn't even the only game that's recently had a Mario RPG reference. Yoshi's Crafted World actually showed Yoaster cookies, which is a reference to the Yoshi's Island name from Mario RPG called Yoaster Island, where you actually do feed Yoshi cookies. So with all that stuff piling up, that's actually a pretty significant amount of stuff that Nintendo has been referencing for Super Mario RPG over the last year or so. It's just pretty interesting because Nintendo basically never touched Mario RPG for a very long time, and now ever since getting that Geno Mii costume back in Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS, it seems like Mario RPG has been popping up here and there, and there's the possibility Nintendo may actually own the rights to it again. With those Mario RPG tracks getting a copyright claim on them from Nintendo specifically, it's very possible Nintendo may be using those tracks in the near future. Possibly in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Considering Hero's supposed to release pretty soon and the Geno Mii costume could happen alongside him, I wouldn't be that surprised if those two songs actually came in alongside Hero as well. I know Square's been pretty stingy about getting their music back into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but hey, it could happen. The only things we have from Square right now in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate are Final Fantasy and Mario RPG, so maybe Square's intended to put tracks from that game into Smash all along. There is, of course, also the fringe possibility that Geno is one of our DLC fighters. I don't know about that. I would love to think that could happen. I'm pretty satisfied just getting Banjo in the game, and I'm just kind of hopeful that we get the Geno Mii costume back at this point. But yeah, I mean, it's a possibility Geno could happen. We have gotten a lot of fan-favorite characters like Ridley, K. Rool, and Banjo in Smash this time, so maybe Sakurai's just saving Geno for the end. Personally, I'm just hopeful for the Geno Mii costume to come back, though. I would, of course, be extremely happy at anything Super Mario RPG happening, a Super Mario RPG 2 perhaps, or just getting those tracks into Smash, maybe alongside the Geno Mii costume if that returns. Anything like that would make me really, really happy. There is, of course, the possibility that Nintendo putting a copyright claim on those tracks was just kind of an accident. Maybe Nintendo was just putting copyright claims on a bunch of Nintendo music and happened to click on those two for whatever reason. Sometimes YouTube's weird like that, but it's very strange it's only those two tracks on the playlist. The rest of the playlist is fine, and those two tracks do kind of fit Geno, at least Beware the Forest Mushrooms definitely does. So what do you guys think? Do you think Nintendo putting copyright claims on those two specific tracks means that we could see them in Super Smash Bros., maybe alongside that Geno Mii costume? Do you think it means maybe Geno's a possibility as a DLC character? Do you think it means something Mario RPG could happen in the future? I mean, we have a bunch of other evidence that Nintendo may have the rights to Mario RPG again, or some of the things in it anyway. Or do you think all this is basically nothing? Maybe it was just an accident by Nintendo. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So once again, thank you guys for all the subscribes, all the likes. It really helps out the channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so, or like the video, or leave a comment, whatever you want. Until next time, have a good one.